episode 3, The Kiss of the Catwoman. And it's your boy Icon with a DC Amazon Prime review for you. And before we get started, hit that notification bell, like and or subscribe to my channel, and let's get started with a little Crusader action. So we entered the Catwoman, Selena Kyle to be more precise. So we're at a function, and at this particular function, Bruce Wayne, he lent his mother's pearls, like his mother's precious pearls. He put them on display at a museum. Selena Kyle shows up. She starts looking at his mama pearls, and then he said that, should I be worried, Miss Kyle, because I heard that when you look at jewelry, it ends up missing. So we already know she's a cat burglar. Now, here's the thing. So the two of them exchanged words. They flirted back and forth. And then he had made the comment because she was just like, oh, you're an orphan just like me. And then he was like, yeah, but your dad's in prison for like tax fraud. But she's like, oh, it's the same thing, whatever. So, and this is a little different. And then after the two of them had their little flirting match back and forth, she walked away. And then a reporter, like a photographer, he was taking pictures of his mother's pearls, and then he was just like, wow, those pearls must be like $20,000 to $30,000. He's like, what kind of person wears them shits in crime alleys? Like, she must have been looking to get robbed. And then Bruce overheard that, got mad and punched the guy in the face. The Catwoman backstory is different because usually we see Selena Kyle, she's trying to do things for animal rights. The stuff that she does, it's to help cats, help the wildlife, like help the preserve. The jewelry that she steals is always animal-based, like it's cat-based. It's like, jewels that belong to a rainforest inhabited by cats. So she was very like environmental and very like animal humanitarian about the type of cat burglaries that she does. This girl, this Selena Kyle in this version, she don't care about none of that shit. She does like cats. She used to be in high society. Her dad got locked up for tax fraud, and now she broke. So in order to put food on the table, she goes out at night and she robs people. She wore the most hideous Catwoman outfit I've ever seen. And her motivation, again, she wasn't even stealing cat-based jewelry. She was just regularly just stealing jewelry. So she bumps into Batman, like her and Batman get into it. They have their little exchange, and then she gets, Batman, like he actually catches her, locks her up, and then she gets put in prison. She ends up getting out of prison because she put on the waterworks. She struck a deal with Harvey Dent. That gave Barbara a chance to come in and be a bitch to Harvey Dent. So that's not going away. And then Catwoman gets out. I don't know where she got the money to redo her car. She redid her car because when she saw Batman's car, she was like, wow, that's cool. I want my own car. So she remodeled her car to look more like a cat. And I said she still put on that horrible Catwoman costume, and she went around doing all these various burglaries. So then Bruce had got the idea. He said that, well, I need to trap her. So here's how I can trap her. He told the museum, he said, listen, because of this whole Catwoman burglar thing, I don't feel comfortable having my mom's pearls here in the museum anymore. So then the woman, the curator, she said, can you at least keep them with us, for the weekend? So he said, okay, fine. So then they made an announcement. They said that, oh, the Bruce Wayne pearls are going to be on display for the final time this weekend, so here's your last chance to see it. And then that's when Catwoman was like, oh, shit, here's my chance to steal them. So she goes down. She tries to steal them. Batman shows up. The two of them get into it. Harvey Bullet and his black partners show up. They actually shot her in the leg, which was crazy. I'm not used to seeing that. And because the thing is, like, they're still crooked cops, but they were embarrassed because she was getting away with all these cat burglaries all the way up and, until that point. So they kind of felt like, like she was making them look bad. So when Batman actually like caught her or Batman like put her down, they were going to shoot her. And then Batman came in and then, he ended up beating up the cops. He told a photographer because Selena Kyle has a very good way of getting out of prison. And the evidence against her never sticks because there's always either like, she has friends with somebody or there's always like some sob story or something. So what Batman did was he went to a photographer. I don't even know if it was the same photographer who he punched in the face earlier, but he went to a photographer and he brought the photographer to the museum and wanted him to take pictures of both him and Catwoman. So this way there's evidence actually against her in the cat suit stealing his mom's pearls. So he did that. He ended up like he tied her leg up because her leg was bleeding. He handcuffed her like to the dresser. And then he spoke to the photographer. And then he said, the photographer told him, he said, listen, not only did I get pictures of you taking down Catwoman, but I also got pictures of you beating up the cops. So then Batman was like, I don't care what you do with the other pictures. Just make sure the Selena Kyle pictures get out. So he wanted those pictures to get out, but the guy's probably going to use the other ones to try to like get a story or blackmail him. So those Selena Kyle pictures got out. Now during the episode, Selena Kyle had a maid. So it was like her version of Alfred. Her name was Greta. Greta had said that her father still owed her like 2 years of back pay that she never got. And she was still under the employment of Selena Kyle. She was still cooking breakfast for her. She was still cleaning her house and everything. So, but the woman was just like, yo, I want my money. So then at the end, when Batman finally caught her and Selena Kyle went to jail and they had photo evidence against her. She tried to call Greta. She was like, yo, Greta, she said, I need you to pawn some jewelry, pawn some statues, pawn some paintings, whatever thing, and come down and bail me out. And then she was like, I cannot do that, Miss Kyle, because she said, I've already pawned everything to get the back pay that I deserve, and now I'm going to the Bahamas. Good Auf Wiedersehen. And then she hung up on her. So now Catwoman's going to jail. Catwoman's going to jail. You know, Batman, you know, and then Alfred even said, he was just like, oh, he's like, Master Bruce. He was like, oh, do you think she'll stick? He was like, nah, she'll be out on the streets tomorrow, Alfred. But he's like, at least for now, he's like, I'm going to worry about her bullshit. And then even during the story, we also got Batman flashbacks of when his parents died and how he got to the point where he was ready to like run terror on Gotham. Even the moment where he snapped and then he told Alfred, he was like, I'm gonna make them all pay and you're gonna help me. Which brings us to the hidden character of the episode, which was one Harleen Quinzel. Because after Bruce had punched the photographer in the face in the beginning of the episode, he was forced to go to counseling, and his counselor was Harleen Quinzel. She wasn't doing it for me. I'm just being honest. Like, I mean, the dark hair, like, I like dark hair, like on women, but I don't know. But if you're telling me that was Harley, it wasn't doing it for me. And then it's like, everybody in this show looks like stubby and stocky for some reason. It's very weird. Bruce did have on the brown, like the beige brown suit that he wore in Batman the Animated Series, so that was cool. But yeah, but Harleen Quinzel showed up. She wasn't doing it for me, but she was good at her job. Because in her process of trying to get into Bruce's head, she did tell him flat out, she said, I'm not buying this whole billionaire playboy. She said, honestly, I feel like it's bullshit. She said, you never actually came to terms with dealing with your parents' death, and you're putting on this facade that people want you to put on because you're actually hiding something else. And then, you know, after that, she was just like, look, Bruce, she said, I'll sign your release papers from counseling. But she said, I would like for you to still see me because I honestly think that there is more to unpack. But she said, but your walls are up too high, but I'd be willing to try if you are. He was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need the counselor. and then he was just like, they'll never get into my head, Alfred. And then he got in the car and he dipped. So that was pretty much, and it's interesting because I said now the Harley Quinn character has been introduced. I don't know what's going to happen with that because, like I said, she wasn't looking right. She wasn't looking right in the whole thing. But, you know, I said the Catwoman, she got locked up. Nothing really happened in the whole thing. I said it was just like meeting Harleen Quinzel so Batman could tell her to kick rocks with the counseling session. And then Batman and Selena Kyle just doing their normal Batman Selena Kyle thing. I mean, she kissed him at one point in the Batman costume, so she does have a thing for him. Batman was showing no love towards her at all. There was like no interest on his end at all. She was like, oh, we could make such beautiful music. He was like, yeah, whatever, bitch. But that's how the episode ended, and thank you for tuning in. So again, I do like how they drew Selena Kyle. Like, she looked like Selena Kyle. She looked beautiful and everything. She looked like she was in high society. And I said, but as far as like the backstory is concerned, I don't like the fact that they changed the, like, it's not that they changed the backstory. I have no problem with her dad being arrested for like tax evasion and for her to be a cat burglar because she had to put food on the table. But I always felt that the essence of Catwoman, which is why she towed the line between hero and villain, was that all of her crimes were for noble causes. She was legitimately trying to save the cats. She was trying to save the lions, the tigers, and everything. So I missed that aspect of it. And her, she was just some regular chick that's just trying to steal. But share your questions, comments, and/or concerns down below, and we will continue to talk about it. Check out my other reviews because I got Suicide Squad Isekai up on my channel. I got that Kite Man up on my channel. I've concluded all my coverage for New York Swim Week. Please go on my channel and check that out. Thank you to everyone who checked it out so far. And we'll keep rolling on for some more Batman Cape Crusader. And then we even got the Lara Croft Tomb Raider coming up. And then we also got the Penguin when that drops as well. So that was it, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, look out for the cat and the bat. And we're out this bitch!